So Disney killed somebody, and now they're saying because the husband signed up for Disney Plus, he can't sue them. Pretty interesting story, huh? Let me share this with you. Disney wants a New York University doctor allergy death suit tossed because widower's Disney Plus subscription. Disney is trying to get a wrongful death lawsuit filed in New York University's doctor's grieving husband tossed because he signed up for Disney Plus streaming service years earlier, court papers said. The wife's grieving widower, Jeffrey Piccolo, I think I'm saying that right, is suing the theme park juggernaut, claiming that she suffered a fatal allergic reaction shortly after eating at a Disney Springs restaurant in Florida last October. But Disney is claiming the $50,000 suit should be moved out of the courts because Piccolo agreed to arbitrate all disputes with the company when he first signed up for the 1-month trial of the Disney Plus streaming service back in 2019. Court documents charge. That sounds ridiculous to me. How on earth is Disney Plus equated at all to a food allergy caused death at Disney Springs, a restaurant? Yes, they're owned by the same company, but I don't know how that would work at all. And, very few people actually read the terms of service in anything, mostly because they realize or they think that terms of service are related specifically to that product. So if someone had a seizure, if someone had a seizure from watching something on Disney Plus, I could see that being covered under terms of service. Okay, let's go to arbitration for that. That makes complete sense to me. I still think that would be slightly skeevy to do an arbitration for terms or doing terms of service like that in anything. But how that terms of service on Disney Plus can be equated to the Disney Springs food restaurant, that seems way wrong to me. And I hopefully that change of venue or however you want to say that doesn't go through for Disney. And he's only asking for, he's asking for at least 50 grand. So if it's a jury trial, I think they could put down any amount they want, which there might be a possible cap on it, so they couldn't go above 100 million or something, some crazy number. But the guy has just set the floor at 50 grand, which I think is a very, very low amount. I think he could go for $1 million easily. Yeah. So Piccolo's attorneys have slammed Disney's latest motion as preposterous and outrageously unreasonable, which I agree with. In May 31st, in the May 31st motion filed in Orange County, Florida, Circuit Court Disney argued that the Disney Plus subscriber agreement Piccolo signed years earlier on his PlayStation called for any dispute, with the exception of small claims to be resolved by individual binding arbitration. And it was his wife that died, so I would think that because it was someone else that died that didn't sign up for Disney Plus, the suit still should be able to go through, even if it's him bringing it. because she's the one that died. He's bringing it kind of on behalf of her. He didn't get injured. His wife got injured in that she died. The company added that the Piccolo agreement. The company added that Piccolo agreed to similar language when he used the My Disney Experience app to buy tickets to visit the Epcot theme park in September last year, a month before the ill-fated trip. So again, he's using the My Disney Experience app, and there's terms of service that they think would cover food allergy issues. And again, the Epcot experience is different from the, what's it called again? The Disney Springs restaurant. Different locations, different experience, different everything except for same juggernaut entertainment company with massive amounts of lawyers. Disney has argued that both agreements required Piccolo to consent to the arbitration language before purchasing the court filings claim. Before purchasing the court filings claim. Gotta get the right emphasis. Piccolo's lawyers have since fired back, insisting that an August 2nd motion that Disney argued that Disney's argument is fatally flawed, which again I agree with. The notion that terms agreed to by a customer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account, would never bar that customer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliate or subsidiary is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair as to shock the judicial conscience, and this court should not enforce such an agreement, the lawyer wrote. They also argued that Piccolo filed the wrongful death suit as the personal representative of the estate of his wife and not on behalf of himself. The wife, age 42, died of a severe allergic reaction known as anaphylaxis just hours after dining at the Raglan Road Irish pub and restaurant with her husband back on October 5th. The original complaint said that the physician who had worked Manhattan's NYU Langone, I probably pronounced that wrong, hospital, had repeatedly stressed to wait staff that she had nut and dairy allergies when she ordered scallops, onion rings, broccoli, corn fritters, according to the filing. Soon after leaving the restaurant, the wife started experiencing difficulty breathing and collapsed, court papers charge. Even though an EpiPen was immediately administered to her, she died at a local hospital, the lawsuit said. Piccolo is seeking more than $50,000 in damages under Florida's Wrongful Death Act. In addition to mental pain and suffering, loss of income, and funeral expenses. So, yeah, Disney's just racking up L after L after L. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the issues with Gina Carano, but they canned her when she said that people should be nice to each other. She made reference to pre-World War II Germany and how it started out with people being mean to each other and communities kind of going at each other, which is kind of true. And she got canned because of it. She also, in her Twitter bio, put her pronouns as beep, bop, boop instead of towing the transgender line of, or the not transgender, the leftist line of preferred pronouns. She just kind of made a joke out of it, and those people don't like to be joked on. And what really makes it interesting is that Pedro Pascal, who is also on The Mandalorian, which Gina Carano was working on. He's the star of the show. She was a co-star. He made similar inferences, but instead of saying we should all be nice to each other, he was bashing Trump and calling him a mid-century German painter with a mustache type of person. Yeah, he was bashing Trump. She was just saying we should be nice to each other. She got canned. He's still there. She got canceled from Hollywood. He's going to be in Fantastic Four as Reed Richard, which is a horrible, horrible choice. So yeah, that's the Gina Carano and Disney issue. And Disney's had the latest leaks from not Project Veritas, OMG Media, where they're showing that they're very, very pro LGBTQ and very anti-family, Western culture, white male. They're very, very much on board with DEI related stuff. And because of that, it seems like their movies, most of their movies that have came out ever since Infinity War have been either tepid successes or flops. Their theme park attendance has gone down, and Disney Plus viewership has also gone down. Interestingly, the highest, or the one show that actually gets a lot of views on Disney Plus is not a Disney creation. It's Bluey, which is Australian, which I really enjoy. My oldest son actually binge watched the last season of Bluey because he wanted to, and he's not exactly a teenager anymore. He just turned 18 earlier this year. But it's a great show, and it's a very family friendly show. No wokeness as far as I can tell, but it's a cartoon with a bunch of dogs and family togetherness. It's one of the few shows that has a married couple with children, and the dad isn't a complete moron. The mom isn't a girl boss. They're more of a normal family, but they're cartoon dogs. It's a kid's show. What can you say? But yeah, Disney has had so many L's over the last, ever since Infinity War, Endgame, ever since Endgame, that it's been really tough for them to get a W. And the only time they do get a W, it's when they've gone away from DEI and woke stuff. Like with Deadpool and Wolverine, they went back to more of a standard Marvel instead of the new woke Marvel. Inside Out 2, much less DEI woke stuff in there. And those are maybe the only two money makers that they've had. I don't know. It's been not good for Disney. Anyway, that's what I've got today. Disney's killing people and trying to get out of paying for it. Arbitration. But yeah, Disney's horrible, and I hope they turn it around because my wife and kids really, really liked Disney, and they would prefer to like Disney again, as would I. Anyway, that's what I've got. If you want to like, share, subscribe, we'll talk to you later.